The fan fallout continues over the latest episode of Game of Thrones. The infamous red wedding scene has left fans reeling. Even though the episode aired on Sunday, the chatter about it is still going strong. Deanna Sumanac is here to explain, and I know you've seen it, but without giving it too much away, much of this away, because you don't want to do that. What's driving all the reaction?
Well, look, Game of Thrones, ever since season 1, when I think I can safely say, because we're now 2 seasons after that, when the shocking killing of Ned Stark, the hero, Sean Bean's character at the end, some people have never recovered from that. That was now 2 years ago.
Get over it, people.
They got over it.
It's a TV show.
Because they saw
just like we are, I suppose. You could
and it's a fantasy one. I mean, it has dragons in it. However, people really get attached to these characters, and one thing they should know about Game of Thrones is you should never get attached to characters because they're very likely to be killed off, as a lot of the main characters, really kind of heroes of the show, to the degree that Game of Thrones really can have heroes because everybody's kind of amoral on that show. On Sunday night, a lot of the main heroes did get killed off in a very horrific, very gory way. That has left some fans reeling, as we saw from that reaction. So much so, Hannah, that we're still talking about it days and days later. That video of fan reactions is now spawning a reaction to itself. Hundreds of thousands of people watching it on YouTube. So this is really a chain reaction. I've been reading in the UK press that some of the actors whose characters were killed off in this scene themselves went into a bit of a shock and depression, even though they clearly knew what was in store for them from reading the script. So it's really creating this even a greater phenomenon than it was before. What I found interesting is that there's 2 types of Game of Thrones fans. Those who purposely do not read the books because they want to, not know what's in store for them each week. Look at this guy. Just shocked, covering his face. And those who do read the books or have read all the books in The Song of Fire and Ice by George R.R. Martin, but who enjoy watching almost in a kind of a perverse pleasure, in that you know who is going to die, but you watch anyway just to see how it's going to be handled. Either way, 3 days later, the internet is still buzzing about it on Twitter and on YouTube from these horrified fan reactions.
And the author of the books, George R.R. Martin, he made an appearance on Conan last night. What did he have to say?
He did. I just wanted to point to our viewers, just what we were seeing right now was a little website called Westeros.org, which is like a fan website that basically George R.R. Martin actually consults himself. Sometimes it's hard to keep track of these characters, who he has killed off, who is related to whom, so the fans actually help him out. So yes, George R.R. Martin is very much in touch with his fans, and he was on Conan O'Brien last night defending what happened in that episode in the Red Wedding scene. Here is what George R.R. Martin had to say.
But there was one actress, I won't say her name, who at that same party said, "Oh, please don't kill me. Please don't kill me. I don't want to die. I love doing this show." Yeah. And I know that she does die, so I felt very, very, very guilty. It's one thing to kill these characters when they're just people on paper, but when you actually meet the actors who portray them and you're making people unemployed, it does bring up a certain amount of guilt feelings.
By the way, don't feel too badly for the actors from Game of Thrones because, of course, since millions and millions of people watch the show, a lot of them have gone from being basically unknown to being stars overnight, and many of them will be having new roles on other big hit shows. So it's worked out very well for a lot of them, and I think no need to feel badly for them, even though we will miss their characters.